Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nurfakhira Binti Yusoff with metric number 198640. My partner is Suganisha Suresh 198065. Today I will present to you guys about papadom dangerously overloaded with sodium. So here we have introduction, which is the news article contained about the papadom. Next, which is the filler table that contain with the fact, idea, our learning issues, and our action plan. And lastly, which is our risk analysis, which is risk identification, risk characterization, and exposure assessment. So here are our news article, which is about papadom dangerously overloaded with sodium. So we can see this news article is from Penang actually. Okay, so here are introduction of sodium, which is sodium. What are sodium? Basically, sodium is an essential nutrient for human health via its role as an electrolyte and osmotic solute. Solute is also present in most food, but in naturally occurring foodstuffs such as meat, vegetables, and fruit. It is present in very small quantities. It is often added to processed foods such as canned food and especially salted food, pickled food, and snacks food or other convenience food, where it functions as both a preservative and a flavoring. Okay, so here are some poster which is about papadom that dangerously overloaded with sodium. Actually, this poster is under the news article, which is we can see here 2000 milligram World Health Organization recommended limit for the daily intake of sodium. The daily salt intake of a Malaysian adult is 7.15 gram. The weight of an average piece of papadom, which is 13 gram, and sodium content in each papadom is 250 milligram. Okay, so here is the effects from consuming high amount of sodium, which is high blood pressure, increase the risk of stroke. And effect of the consuming excess dough used in making papadom, which is the dough can stick to the intestine, causing constipation, hyperacidity, and gas in some cases. Okay, so here are our filler table, which is the facts, idea, learning issues, and our action. So what are the facts that we find? Which is first, sodium is added during processing and preparation of food. So our idea is too much of sodium intake can lead to health issue. So our learning issue is what are the health effect consuming excess sodium, and the action is what we need to do the research about the health effect of high sodium intake. So the next fact, which is extensive use sodium in papadom. So our idea is sodium use as preservative and enhance the taste. So what are the adequate daily intake value of sodium? So here are our learning issue. And our action is we need to do a research about ADI value and official websites such as FDA. Okay, so this is our risk assessment, which is first we need to do a hazard identification. So first, sodium, we know that sodium used to improve texture and appearance. Sodium also widely used in food processing industry. Next, sodium is used to enhancing flavor and to prolong the shelf life of food. It usually found naturally in carrot, tomato in varying amount. And lastly, we know that sodium can cause high blood pressure and risk of stroke. So what are our hazard? What are our hazard characterization? We know that the usage of sodium is extensively Sodium is extensively added to papadom to enhance the flavor and to improve the texture, and also used as the preservative. So what are the ADI value? ADI value for sodium is 180 milligram per kilogram body weight per day. And what are the long-term effects if we consume sodium? First, we can have increase of blood pressure, the risk of stroke, heart failure, osteoporosis, stomach cancer, and kidney disease. Okay, so these are the exposure assessment, which is quantitative risk assessment and qualitative risk assessment. Okay. We know that risk of carcinogen formation, which is acrylamide, ADI value of sodium is 100 milligram per kilogram body weight per day. And the qualitative risk assessment is margin of exposure approach, which is more than 10,000, which is this is a less concern and not to risk, since the value is more than 10,000, so the risk is lower. Okay, this is the risk characterization, which is what we can conclude from the sodium about the hazard, which is sodium, right? So the excess level of sodium consumption can cause high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, calcium losses, enlargement of heart muscle, or we can say about heart failure, headaches, kidney disease or kidney stone, osteoporosis, and stomach cancer. The threshold for sodium, which is 100 milligram per kilogram body weight per day. And that's all from us. Thank you.